All right, we are live. We are streaming this live. It's going to be recorded. I'm David Harbour, and if you're here for Real Estate Tech Tuesday, you're in the right place. Every Tuesday, we learn a little tool for your real estate business, little technology. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We've got a calendar of events. If you click below, you can sign up for some of the future classes that we're going to be teaching, and as well as some of the past classes in our library or playlist, if you will, for YouTube. So today's class is on Google Calendar. It's not going to be a long one, but for those of you who are using any type of Google product out there, Google has all kinds of apps that go with your Gmail account, and one of them is a calendar. And it's a really, really powerful calendar that has a lot of different features to it that can help you organize your life, create Zoom meetings or Google Hangout meetings, and you can share it onto your mobile phone. I don't know if you can see my phone here. You can share it onto multiple devices, and it's really, really helpful for organizing your life. So we're going to jump into it. So here we go, Google Calendar. I'm going to do a screen share, guys. And what we're going to do is, boom. All right. I am sharing my screen. This is what Google Calendar looks like right here. And on the top, you have the ability to hide anything on the left-hand side here. And I'll tell you what these are later. These are all the different calendars that I have set up. You can set up in a calendar for yourself, as well as you can get calendars from other people. So let me do this one more time. And there we go. And so right here, you can see that I can mark a checkbox and it'll fill in other calendars that I have, or uncheck it. I'll show you how that's done. On the right-hand side here, you're going to get a gear set up. It'll show you settings, density, and color. I can print if I want and get additional add-ons. And then I can also, with this drop-down, I can change the look and feel. So if I just want, what am I doing today? What do I have planned for this week? And it'll show you a weekly layout, and you can start that week either on Monday or Sunday in the settings. Maybe I want to look at the whole month. And then obviously we have for the entire year, and it's going to break it down with all the different calendars here. So it's really, really helpful when trying to map things out and plan things out 6 months, a year down the road. The one that I often like is my schedule. And this has, not only what I'm doing today, but what I have going on. And I can just scroll down and I can see what do I have on the docket. Now, I don't have a tremendous amount because I've turned off a lot of these other calendars that I have. I have one for personal things. I have one for the Capital Explorers, which is my real estate group. I have one for tasks that I'm doing. And then I also pull in calendars from various people that have shared their link with me. And so I'm able to put their calendars onto my calendar so I can schedule things around. One of the helpful things is here at EXP, we have a class calendar. So I can actually, as you can see, I'll click this, it'll pull in all the classes that EXP has to offer, right? And I can see what's going on. So if I want to perhaps see something or attend a class, I can check it out and I say, you know what? I'm not going to schedule an appointment there because I want to go to turning customers into clients at 10 o'clock. But if you don't want to have all that noise on there, you can turn that off as well. What you can do to get started is create an event. So all you do is you go up to this little plus sign. It'll say create. You can create an event, a focus time, schedule that you're out of the office. You can actually add your work location. Maybe it's just a task. Okay. I'm going to do an event. And you're going to see it's going to pull up this little box here, which I can fill in. Excuse me. So I'm going to do a sample event for calendar. And so you can now, I can click on more options and it'll open it up into a larger format. So now I can say, you know what? I want to set it for tomorrow. And I want to set it for this particular time. And this event's going to go till an end at this particular time. And if you're working in multiple time zones, you can say, listen, this is an East Coast event. Now, if it's a multiple day event, you can do this. Perhaps maybe it's a conference. And I'm going to say, you know what? It goes from November 30th all the way until Friday the 2nd. So it's going to show up on my calendar from November 3rd all the way to the 2nd. Okay. Or maybe I'm going to go back here. I'm going to say not an event. And I'm going to say on the 30th or the 30th. Oops. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is a weekly event. Maybe I want to set up a weekly event for meeting with my team, or I've got a foot massage that I want to do every Thursday, or whatever it is that you want to do. I can do daily. I can do weekly on Wednesdays. I can do annually or monthly or every weekday, or you can go to custom. And custom says, hey, I want to repeat this once a week, every week on Wednesday. And when do I want it to end? Never, on this date, or sometime after, or after 13 occurrences. So let's say I'm going to say March 1st, 2023, Wednesday, once a week, custom occurrence. Boom. Very helpful. So I'm going to put in that East Coast time again. Now, maybe I want to put in the location of the event. So 43723, I'm just going to use a street address here. You drop it in there. If you start typing, Google will add it if in fact it's an address, and put it in there. And why is this helpful? Because when you're on your phone and you're going to that meeting, all you have to do is press the map icon in your car, and it'll actually give you the directions on how to get there. Okay. Right below this is the notifications. So maybe I want to send a reminder, not only to myself, but the person who's going to be at the event, I can add other individuals to this particular appointment, event, task, whatever it is. By setting these reminders over here, I can set one 30 minutes prior to, I can email it one day to, I can add multiple reminders. Okay. They used to have texting, which was pretty cool, but now it's just email. So I usually figure about 2 of these is pretty good to give yourself enough time as a reminder. Going below that, you have the actual calendar that you're going to be sending this to. Now, as you can see, I have multiple calendars. So why is that important? Because if I set it as far as a Capital Explorers group, I've shared this particular calendar with hundreds of people. They'll get updated when I add something to this event. If this is a personal calendar, I'm just going to put my name on it, and you can color code these so you can differentiate between my personal calendar and a group calendar that I've set up for business functions. So my personal calendar is red, okay? And I default to that I'm busy when I actually set this appointment, but you can make it private so nobody can see what you're doing. If you're sharing, in fact, your calendar with somebody, you don't want them to see that you have an appointment for whatever reason, you can do that. Okay. Now, right below that, here are some notes that you can have. So say you've got a meeting with a prospect in your particular field, and you want to make some notes on them. Perhaps it's a buyer or a seller that you're meeting for the first time. You can put in, I'm just going to pretend like I'm typing. I can type in all kinds of reminder notes right here, or I can actually create meeting notes, which will go into my Google Drive. Now, first, the document will be created when the event is saved, and the document will be shared with all guests, including those outside your organization. So, for example, if I'm having a meeting with somebody and we want to keep ongoing notes to collaborate on a particular event, not a problem. When I save this, I'm going to save it right now. And then you're going to see that it shows up right here, sample event. When I click on this, it's now going to allow me to open up this notes tab, and it'll say sample event for calendar, the attendees, that's who I shared it with, and now I can start action items, and this particular document will be shared with the individual that I have the meeting with. Really, really helpful, okay? Or maybe I have something else that I want to add to this. All I have to do is click on the little paperclip icon, and I can add an attachment here and goes right from my Google Drive right in here. Pretty cool. All right. You can put in hot links. I can put in bullet points. I can really jazz this up. So now I have a reference, some talking points to that particular meeting that I've just set up. Okay. On the right-hand side here, I can now invite my guests. So I can put in their email, and I'm just going to start using some combinations of folks. And right here, I'm showing that I have 3 guests. When they will receive an email from me saying, hey, here's an event, you're invited to it. If you want to go to it, accept it. Okay. And when they do accept it, it'll show a little green check mark. So you can see who has accepted and who hasn't to this point. Okay. Down here, this is allowing those guests to invite others, to see the guest list, and to modify the event. So in the event that maybe they can't make this meeting, they can actually change the date and time accordingly. Also, if you want to chat with your guests, you can click on this and it'll open up a chat session with the folks that you're sharing it with. Don't use that very often, but it's certainly something that can be used if you're needing immediate feedback, as well as I can email the guests directly here. There's also a little tab right next door, which is, this is for our particular company. I believe it can be set up for other organizations. So if you have conference rooms or you have a variety of places to meet, this is where you can put in here so you can reserve that room for this particular event. Okay. So once that occurs, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to delete these folks. And now that I'm all done, oh, there's one other thing. There's a this area right here, you'll see add Google Meet video conference. So say I want to schedule a video event or video conference. Well, the calendar allows you to do this directly from the event setting. And so all you'd have to do is add Google Meet. Boom, it's created a link for you and for all the people that you're inviting to this meeting. You can also integrate, if you're using Zoom, right into the Google Calendar. So that's what I've done. So when I click on it, it's not signing into Zoom right now because I logged out, but it'll actually, excuse me, now drop a Zoom link in there for this particular meeting. Okay. And it'll take the place actually of the address, because you're not going to a physical address. So if you're not going to a physical address, you won't obviously put an address in there. When you click Zoom meeting, it'll drop that right in there. Pretty handy. And as you can see down here, it creates a Zoom link and it has dial-in numbers in the event that they don't have access via the internet. They can call into the meeting. Okay. This is pretty much how it can be set up. And for the Google Meet, there's a settings field where you can, say who the co-host is. Are you allowing people to chat? There's more detailed stuff. I never really put that setting on. It's a little bit overkill. Okay. So once I've created all this, now I just click save. Oh, before I click save, the more actions button. So right from here, I can print this event, I can delete it, I can duplicate it if I want to, or perhaps I want to copy it to another calendar. So those are all the different actions that you have. And when I click on it, it says, I'm saving this. Remember, I did a reoccurring event. So do I want to have this for this event, this and following events, or all events? If you're going to do a reoccurring event, just keep it all the same. All right. And boom, you'll see. Now I have a sample video event, right? And as I click to next week, I've got a sample video event, and so on and so forth, sample video event, all the way until March 23rd with the same guests that I've added. Now, say that I wanted to add another individual to this after the first meeting. Not a problem. I click on it. I add that individual. I click save. And then it's saying, do you want to add that additional person to this event, this and the following events, or all events? I say all events, and you click OK. It'll add that person to all the events that you've created. So I'm going to click this event. So there we are. Now I can move these around as well. So say I've got a meeting, I've got a conflict here. I've got another meeting at 2 and it might run long. So maybe I want to stretch this out and go to 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I'm not interfering. I'm going to save this. It's going to say, are you moving this meeting to 3:30, this and the following events, or all of these events that you've scheduled? I'm going to say all of these events. And now you'll see it's now at 3 o'clock next week, 3 o'clock, so on and so forth. Okay. You have the ability to move these around to different days too. So if I want to schedule this one, I missed the meeting on Wednesday, I've got to move it to Thursday. I can just drag it around. When I drop it in, again, it's going to ask me for this event or this or the following events. Really, really helpful. And you can see right here, this little red line, this shows the current time. So you can see that, we're now 19 minutes into my 2 o'clock meeting. So you can see what's going on. Once that time has passed, it'll kind of gray out or lighten that event, which will show time has passed. Okay. So how do I use this? I use it in a variety of different ways. Number one, I use it for tasks. So say I've got a task today and I want to create a running list of little things that I want to do, but I don't want to create an event. Well, if you look down at my tasks here, you'll see it pops up every day. And so when I click on it, it'll have some action items that I should be doing each and every day. And I just put it at 7:30. So that's the first thing that I look at. And I say, oh, I've got to do this. I got to do this. And then I can change it. I can add to it. And then if I haven't done it, it'll push it to the next day and the next day until I actually make any type of amendment or changes on that task field. Now, I talked to you about how to, share your calendar. So one of the things that you'll do is you can click. So this is my personal calendar, and you can say settings and sharing. Okay. Now what that'll do is that'll bring you up to kind of a field which will allow you to change things on how this is being shared, who can see it, the event notifications, all that fun stuff. Okay. But if you scroll down here, you'll see this is my calendar ID. All right. And then what I can do is I can actually use this URL to access from your web browser, or I can share this with an individual. Okay. So if I want to add somebody To share, all I have to do is go to the top here and say, hey, I want to share this calendar with somebody. And I can either have it so they're managing, making changes and sharing, or do I just want them to see all the events? Okay. I'm going to make that change right there. That's the boss. And so other notifications down here you can see are anytime there's a new event, changed events, canceled events, event responses, or daily agenda. This will get notified to these individuals here that you've shared the calendar with. So it's very helpful when you're collaborating with a team to be able to share all the changes that are made to your calendar. Okay. Now, here is an embed code, which if you wanted to put it on a website, so say you've got some educational classes that you wanted to offer, you can now embed that onto a website, and anytime you see somebody goes to that site, they'll see your calendar, and anytime you make any changes, it'll update those changes. And there's a button right in the bottom right-hand corner that allows them to click on it, and all of those events will go into their calendar. It's very, very helpful. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. So as I mentioned to you before, this is where I get, these are all of my calendars, okay, that I've created, reminders, stuff for my BombBomb video email, personal birthdays, things about my contacts, shares, their information, my real estate group, and my personal stuff. But down here, excuse me, anybody that's shared their calendar with me and I've accepted it, now I can see their events on my calendar. So like I mentioned, the educational calendar, when I just by clicking on that, I can see all the different classes that are being offered today. As a matter of fact, there's one going on right now. There's another one called Icon Series. WhatsApp can help nurture leads. And I can now utilize this to plan out my day. So if I want to not book something and miss one of these events, I have it at my fingertips. And I can do this with anybody that's shared their calendar with me. My wife, she's got her calendar that she shares with me on here, and various people. This is success coaching that we have on every morning at 10 o'clock. There's that link. So there's a lot of different links that you can put on there. You can turn them on and off so you're not overwhelmed with them, right? One of the things, that I also use it for is just reminders. This is a personal thing, but the Domino's discount code gave me something, and I know that it expires on December 11th. We ordered some pizzas because we had a party this weekend. So I just put it in my calendar just as a reminder to say, hey, you get a free pizza all the way up until December 11th. And I put it in as an event from November 23rd to December 11th. Little things like that. On the right-hand side, guys, you can also access different apps, Google apps, right within the calendar. So, for example, if I wanted to do a separate task, I could actually create a task right here. For those that are using Google Keep, it's much like using a yellow sticky card. And so I have different cards here for different events and things that I'm doing or things to keep track of. Obviously, we've got one for contacts here. So if I want to set a particular appointment with an individual, I've got access to their information right there. The maps field is certainly helpful as I'm, talking to individuals. Now I can actually, find out, if I'm trying to book a meeting and I need to know how far the drive is, and I'm planning it out on my calendar, I can access the calendar to see what the drive is. And then you have all these other ones. When I click on this, you can actually add add-ons to the calendar. And some might be useful for you, others not so much. But it's all a matter of what you're going to be using it for. So, and they're free. Most of these are free. The other nice feature that they've recently added here is more insight. So I can see from the time from, let's say, November 28th to December 4th, I can click here on more insight, and I can go over here to the right-hand side, and I can see these are all the different appointments that I've had, the number of hours. These are the people that I've actually set up appointments with, okay? And I can see the number of hours according for each of these. And then I can also do it by type. So I can see, exactly who I'm meeting with, how many guests were there, and so forth. So maybe you're looking to, do more time management and change the way you're doing business and put more emphasis on a different part of your business. You can analyze your insights directly from the calendar. Very helpful. Let's see. One of the other things also is right in the upper left-hand corner, when you're on a weekly, say I've got to find out what's on, January of next week, you can utilize the quick search right from here, excuse me, and you can pull up the calendar for January 2023, and I can start to see, if I'm available at that time. The other thing is I can meet with, and this will pull up different meetings with this individual that I put in there. So if I want to meet with, I can search for these individuals and set up a meeting with them directly from here. So you can see that it has a lot of helpful features, but the thing that I love most about it is that it goes right to your phone. So when you put in an appointment here, it goes right to your phone, and everything that I've updated on here. So, I live and die by it each and every day. And I wake up in the morning and I say, hey, what's my calendar? What do I have to do tomorrow? Who are they with? Where are they at? And you can see it. And by color coding them, I can tell the difference between personal, business, tasks to do for the day, etc. So that's kind of it in a nutshell, guys. It's not real difficult to start using it, but to really master it and to start using it so every day you're kind of relying on it. It'll take you a little bit, but once you do it, it's going to be fantastic for your business. So we probably haven't answered all the questions, but I try to keep these around 30 minutes. This is Google Calendar. I love it. Highly recommend it. It's integrated with different things within my Gmail suite, and I use it every day. So there you go. Google Calendar optimization. Start learning it. Start putting some events on it and start playing with it. I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. We have another class tomorrow for EXP tools if you're interested. Same time, 2:00. And we're going to be, each week, we're going over a different tool that EXP has to offer. Today, on Tuesdays, it's open to anybody. Any agent can come and learn on Tech Tuesday for real estate. I'm David Harbour. This will be recorded. You can also sign up below for future and past classes you'll receive. And there you go. Happy holidays. Hope you're having a great day.